Hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm Becky and this is my channel Springing Art, and this is our February challenge for Nate's Art Lab. February is Nate's birthday month, and so this is all about Nate. Now when Nate started doing botanicals, I said, Nate, you could do something almost just like that, much more simply with a gel plate. And he said, basically, no thanks, I don't like gel plates. Well, I do like gel plates, Nate, and you know that. So this is going to be a gel plate video. I did look at one of his recent botanicals, and he started with a gold base and added 2 levels of blue. So that's what we're doing. Now on this first layer of blue, I'm making a mark with this little thing, and it's a heart because Nate, we love you. Happy birthday. So what I'm doing is, oh, and on this one, you just saw a little heart on that paper also. I tried a few experimental things. I was working on trying to get some foil. I finally did experiment and got a little bit of foil, but it can be seen in the final print, but it's not seen very well. So basically that was just a failure. But strangely, the heart mark that I put on there is very prominent throughout all of the versions of the different layers of the final print, and it's on the final print. Not sure why, but at any rate, there was my heart. Now I tend to, when I'm doing these, do 2 prints at a time. One is my positive, one is my negative, but I have to have 2 base layers. So that was my first, the beginning of my first print. And we're starting on the beginning of the second print right here. Okay, so as I said, I usually do 2 prints. So this is going to be my base layer for my second print. I honestly don't remember what colors I used. This one looks like a dark turquoise. And I use a lot of Meeden paints, and I'm not sure what else. That might have been a Amsterdam acrylic. I have a bunch of those little ones also. So here I'm adding a stencil. I was going to print it, and then I decided, oh well, let's add another stencil. And this time we're really going to print it. Now, you'll see that this says 8x speed. I really wanted this to be real time all the way through, but I just didn't have time in the length of the video to do that. So the times when I'm massaging my gel plate and transferring the ink from the paint from the print to the print, those 8 times I've sped up. I tend to like to rub that gel plate, so sometimes I'm doing that a lot longer than is necessary anyway. And now we're going to place the paper on the positive. Now this paper is a very thick, it's either mixed media paper or watercolor paper, and that doesn't do a very good job on stencils. I'm not quite sure why I opted to do that. But you'll see it has I have a problem with the botanicals as well, because it just doesn't give a clear definition there. So here I'm doing something else new. I'm adding some glitter to the plate. I got it a little bit thick, so I'm trying to spread it out. It really doesn't spread out. And I can tell you that it really does not show up on the final print. If you run your hand across it, you can feel that there's some glitter on it, but there's very little extra shine or glitteriness as a result of that. And basically what it did was it coated my brayer, my roller there. It coated it with glitter that I can't get off of it. So we won't be doing that again. we're adding a little bit more paint. The video that I watched adding the glitter said you need a fairly good amount of paint to pull the glitter up. You needed more than I had because I wasn't able to pull it all up. I really had to work to clean my gel pad up. And I had too much paint on there. I'm rolling some of it off. Now I'm going to take this second print and I'm going to do another layer, my glitter layer. This is going to fill in the white plain background from the negative print, stencil print. And I apologize, I am not very good at showing you either my starting print or my ending print. So I did do a fairly good job here and showed you the end result of that second layer. And now I'm adding some gold. There are two different golds here. I know one of them is 24 karat gold. The other one I believe is Meeden. Just blending those together. And you can see I'm just rolling it over top of what's left on the turquoise. Wasn't really a especially good move, I don't think. Now I'm adding some ferns. Now one thing that I can tell you about gold and most metallics is that they are pretty transparent. So I don't like working with them a lot on the gel prints because your positives don't turn out good at all. The negative here is going to be okay, but not great. Okay, we're working on that second print again. And again, we've got this part of it, part of the process sped up. I'm looking at it. Am I going to show it to you? Well, sort of, not much. You can see this actually looks more like a feather, and that's what I said, this heavy paper. It does not, you can't get in between the fern fronds, so it just kind of almost looks like one solid piece. And then after this, I'm going to try to take up some of the extra paint that I had on the plate with just some newsprint, which is much thinner, and it's also very absorbent, so it pulls up a lot of the excess paint. I think that I have skipped that in here for time purposes, but you'll notice that the plate looks a little cleaner here in just a second. And now it looks like I'm going to go back to my first print and pull the positive from this. Now, what I expected and what actually happened is that the gold is not going to show up very well on this because, as I said, it's very transparent. And you can see it, especially glinting in the light, but looking straight down on it, it's not extremely prominent. We're going to go back, we're going to add some more gold. That one looks like Amsterdam gold. Oh, actually, that might be Naples yellow. I think that's Amsterdam Naples yellow. And I did not let the bottom layer dry enough, so my Naples yellow is turning into a green. just kind of roll with the punches. That wasn't what I wanted, but hey, the green looks just fine on it. And I did want it to be a little bit lighter, so I've added some titanium white Amsterdam. Blend that in a little bit. This is also going to, that white is going to make it very opaque. And I wanted the positive part of this print to be very opaque. So, you know, before with the transparent gold, you could not see the leaves, and I wanted to be able to see the leaves. That's why I'm aiming for an opaque look at this point in time. We're going to go ahead and pull this negative print. So when I refer to a negative, I kind of mean you're looking at the background of what you actually want to see, and then the positive is what you want to see. So in this case, I want to see the fern fronds, so that's going to be my positive. Okay, so that did just what I wanted it to do. The area where the fern fronds is, you can see the lower layers. And now we'll remove the ferns. And the little viney thing. And this is, that's where I cleaned off the plate with that newsprint a little bit. You can see that the plate's much cleaner there. And you get a little bit more distinction in your in the leaves by cleaning it off. We'll put down our pull-off color, which is, I believe, just titanium white. Put this on fairly thinly. I'm going to put something else on. I guess I decided I didn't have enough on there. Have to be careful because the acrylic paints dry very quickly, and that layer was so thin, I think I was probably thinking that it was not going to, that it was going to dry before I could print it. Sorry, I'm not showing you this, but there it is. That's the final. That's the final. And then these are the two other ones that I did. So happy birthday, Nate. You've got 4 great prints. Thanks for being here.